Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back for another chapter of Vampyr, chapter 14. Hopefully in this chapter, we will be completing the story of Vampyr, which I said in my last chapter, but I ran into some snags and some curveballs that didn't quite happen the way I thought it would. I had to go around and kill people and get experience so I could get stronger to fight Dolores Fletcher. Hopefully that will remain. I won't have to touch or kill anyone else. And I'm snacking on these flat pretzels right here to snack on. It's quite loud. They're quite crunchy. Thank you, thank you. About to talk to Lord Redgrave here and give him the bad news.
Is it done, Dr. Reed? Is Aloysius Dawson reborn as expected?
Alas, Aloysius Dawson was not brought back to life after his death. The man is gone.
What? What happened?
I could not let such a dangerous man become immortal. Not from my blood, not for you.
This is an outrage beyond words. This is betrayal, pure and simple. I should kill you on the spot. You swore on William Marshall's blood.
Well, get rid of me then.
From now on, you're an outcast. Banished. You are forbidden to ever appear in front of us again. Ascalon will smite you on sight, and your heart will be thrown to the rats.
I'll leave you then. Have fun with your puppets and shadow plays, Lord Redgrave.
Yes, go, traitor, and take that awful creature, that counterfeit of a woman I saw waiting for you, and be gone!
Yep. He's mesmerized level 20. He's very powerful. I hope they make a part 2, like a sequel to this game, because I like it, but man, it's so hard to get through the game without killing anybody and to try to get a good ending, because the boss fights, they're just insanely hard. And a lot of the enemies are insanely hard. Because you don't do that much damage. Pardon my crunchiness, but I'm kind of hungry.
We meet again at the strangest of times, young Ekon. So do you serve the Earl of Bristol now?
Old Bridget. What are you doing here?
Your friend, the wise Ekon. She sent me to warn you.
Lady Ashbury. You know her. Tell me what's going on.
The lady approached me but a few nights ago, wanting to meet the Sewer Skulls. Once she questioned Harriet Jones. She agreed to help us.
Harriet Jones is still with you then? How is she doing?
Harriet remains angry, but is recovering slowly. Her mind is twisted, but at least her body is healing.
Tell me what is going on.
The lady asked us to keep an eye on your mortal doctor friend while you were away. We spotted the hunters. They were discussing plans to attack tonight.
No time to lose then. I must go there right away.
I shall return to my den. Have you a message for the lady? Should I see her before you?
Yes. Tell her I love her.
Is this still unknown to her? Go now and take care, young Ekon, for the flames are rising.
All right. Cool. You see shadows moving in the windows of those buildings, like people walking around. I never really noticed that before. Alright. I guess I should probably go take care of what's her name, now that I'm strong enough to handle her.
Really thought you could trail away.
I think those vampires are just jealous of me. They're jealous. Jealous Ekons. Jealous of my fame and my lineage and power. Why does he get to be all cool and I'm not?
It's locked.
Oh man. Dorothy Crane. remember that episode, that chapter I did when you come in here and she has a patient laying on this table and you gotta assist her with the guy to try to save his life? I don't know if there was any right way to do, because you have like certain choices you have to make, and I don't know if there's a certain choice that you can make where where the guy survives, or if he just dies anyway. I don't know. I don't know if there was a certain choices you could make during that moment where he what's the word I'm looking for? Or they pretty much sustain him and he survives. Or at least... Man, what's the medical term? Can't think of it. They do all the right choices, and he survives, basically. I can't remember. But, now we're going to the hospital. I'm gonna go fight the head of Priwen. Slow down there, Chief. Wow. Didn't mean to do the power thing. I was trying to smack him with my blade. Then after I fight this guy, then it's go fight the final boss.
You London vampires are so weak!
You so-and-so vampires are so weak. That's what we say about you. Ow. Wow. That looked like it hurt, dude. You okay? Just sleep it off. You'll be alright. Take you some Robitussin or something. You'll be alright.
Bloody link! Show me how you defeat Infernal Puncher!
Really?
What is this truck? Are the vampire hunters here already? Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
Are you all right? I heard the hospital has been attacked.
I'm okay. I don't think anyone's hurt. But we haven't heard from Dr. Swansea.
Do you think he's been taken then?
Yes. There's been shouts in his office, and then these brutes left the hospital without a word.
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
You gonna walk down there? Okay, well, be careful. If you're not back in 5 minutes, I'll just wait longer. Be careful. Watch out for gremlins. Watch out for gremlins.
Those bastards. What have they done to Edgar?
Yeah.
Looks like he's wounded. I better follow the blood.
Oh, wait. I gotta find Dr. Swansea first, I think, and then... Okay. Love you, be careful. No, wait, I think I'll fight the Prewin guy first, and then I gotta look for Dr. Swansea. I'm gonna be back later, buddy. I'm gonna be back in a little bit. Yep, I fight him, then I go search for Dr. Swansea. And then it's boss fighting time. Cross your fingers for me, this guy can be challenging. You'll see why here in a moment.
Ultraviolet curtains and Ori calcium powder. Dr. Swansea's always been a resourceful bastard. I bet he never told you he had this installed in case of a vampire attack. Says a lot about how much he trusts you.
What have you done with Edgar?
Don't worry. We don't kill humans. Even if your friend is deserving of a little punishment for what?
What are you talking about?
We know everything. Swansea and you created this bloody epidemic. You aim to unleash another disaster, just like William Marshall did.
No! I'm trying to put an end to it! Just like you are!
You're its progeny, aren't you? Where is the monster hiding? It's still in England, isn't it?
I have no idea what you're talking about. Jeffrey, please listen to me.
No tricks. That shit won't work on me. We've found proof in the theater. Doris Fletcher was your first experiment. Now where is Marshall? Speak! So much for modern technology. Time for the tried and true. Do you know what this is, Beast? This is a drop of King Arthur's blood. The blood of a true defender of Britain. Stronger than your evil powers.
This is ridiculous. We're losing precious time.
True enough. Soon I'll bring your head before your coward of a father. Come on, Reed. Try something else. The blood of a true defender of this land will protect.
Would pin you down!
Hang on, Jack.
Show some style. Fight like a man.
I'll be back in a little bit, okay? He's going to go outside because he knows Mama left. Lay down, boy.
Your poisonous bite is useless on me. We are the guardian of justice. Priwen shall prevail.
You can't accept the fact we're not enemies, can you?
We always have been, and we always will be. Of all the evils that threaten mankind, your kind are the worst.
I was only reborn for a few minutes before you and your men hunted me down like a beast.
You were only reborn for a few minutes, and you'd already taken the life of an innocent woman.
There is no way you'll ever let me be, McCullum. You'll always hunt me down, won't you?
There is no escape, Leech. Kill me now, for there is no way you can sway me to your ideals.
That's where you're mistaken.
What do you mean?
I can either spare him or turn him into a vampire. But I'll lose experience, so I don't want to do that.
I'll spare you, McCullum. I'll offer you the mercy you never offered me.
What is this ruse?
This is no ruse, McCullum. This is me letting you go. After all, you and I are both trying to save this poor country in our own way.
I'll kill you, Reed. Next time we meet, I'll end you.
See? Progress already. You called me by my name. Until the next time. Goodbye, Hunter.
I did good. I didn't die. I think Spider-Man is going to take a long time for me to get through. There's so many things to do in that game, from what I've learned. Two hours a week. It's going to take me a while. I'd say maybe a couple of months. Maybe 3. Let me heal these people so I don't lose the hospital.
Good evening, Mr. Fiddick.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Any news about my operation?
Is there anything else that's bothering you? Can I help in any way?
Really? Why has no one else asked me that since I got here? I thought I was in a hospital.
Unfortunately, you are not the only person who needs help. And complaining about it won't do you any good.
Well, perhaps you're right, Dr. Reed. I'm sure if me missus was still alive, she wouldn't be happy with me going on like this.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Fiddick. I'll see you later.
You always need the words to calm the children, Helen. As for me, what a blundering idiot.
I don't know where the other doctor's at. Strickland. Where's the Dr. Aykroyd? Did I kill him? No, he's still alive. There he is.
I'm quite busy right now, Dr. Reed.
Do you need my assistance?
Don't be ridiculous. I'm capable of dealing with this myself. I've just not taken the time to do so.
Then you are lucky that I have taken the time to do so. Consider it a gesture of solidarity between professionals.
I wish this hospital could have received as much attention from you, Dr. Reed. We do not see you in surgery very often.
Thank you for your time. We'll talk later.
It never ceases to amaze me.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
Such a pleasure to see you again.
How dare you steal from the dead, Rakesh? Is that what your pawnbrokers is really about?
These people are dead, sir. What they possessed could be useful for the living. And I'm sure they would agree if they could speak.
You should show respect for the dead. What about their loved ones who may treasure these items you sell?
The bodies I watch over are the unwanted and undesired, sir. I would never deprive anyone of their family artifacts.
Do you need medical attention?
Well, the proximity of the dead is not the most healthy company. Even if the quiet can be appreciated.
I think after I save Swansea, I'm gonna kill him.
Don't take too many risks with your health, Mr. Chidana. None of us are immune to this disease.
And that is a good thing. Death and disease is a constant reminder of our mortality. But you have my thanks, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr. Chidana.
Tomorrow, more bodies will arrive and then sadly depart.
Okay. Jack, you better behave yourself, young man. Mom will be back in a little bit. Don't you even think about trying to look out that window over there. Don't want me to spank you in front of the entire world or something. Ow. You just wonder where Mama is. He starts pouting, throwing a big fit whenever one of us leaves. Uh-oh. Okay. This is about the murder of Aloysius Dawson. Round 35. And now these two are sick. Headache, and both have a headache. See, Mama's back. He's worried about you. well did it. Really?
It's in me! Get it! Fear no evil! We do Oh my god!
Here we go again. First she called me like a weak vampire from London, and now they're calling me a traitor.
It was right to look proper Ascalon.
Better go home. Steady, boy!
I ought to step back!
Link spotted! Watch out! This one's mine! Grenade! Filthy piece of shit!
I really hope that's not my parents coming over to see how we're doing. Next door.
So Priwen never left Doris's theater after they invaded. They must be holding Edgar here in their new headquarters.
Man, you nigga got much on like a big old Big Mac. My parents will do that from time to time. Love them to death. But they'll just come on by. They don't even call or anything. Say, hey, come by and visit. Or if it's okay, can we come by and hang out and visit? They just show up, you know. And I could be... My dad would do that. He did that a couple times when I was doing my radio show.
I cannot enter.
I was like, oh. I'm like, please do not show up. And they would always forget that I was doing my radio show. Oh, I forgot you did that. I do it every week. I've told you this a billion times. One guy with a crossbow does not come after me after I get through fighting him.
one's near. I know it.
October 24th, London. Soon I'll be on the stage again. Rehearsal. Doris Fletcher's diary. I was going to find some other piece of information in here.
There's one of them! Watch yourself!
Shit, that leech is fast!
That's right, bitch. Better believe it. I'm like greased lightning, baby. I'm so fast so that you just say, damn. That was a rat. Ah. Just finished reading Doris Fletcher's journal. As painful and as dreadful as it was, my God, the woman planned to see everyone in London afflicted by infecting all who would come to her next plague. It helped me understand greatly what is going on. Doris Fletcher's real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of some Harriet Jones who had been treated as a patient for a long time at the Pembroke Hospital. She clearly hated her mother, but used her fame and notoriety to see her while visiting the poor and sick in the East End. I don't know exactly what happened then, but this is how her mother infected her before returning to the theater, and how she turned into that monstrosity that leech known as Jonathan Reed finally defeated. The presence of that vampire in the same hospital where Harriet Jones was treated can't be a coincidence. I am convinced he is deeply involved with the vampire plague going on in London right now. I am also convinced Swansea is his accomplice, and that those two are planning something more terrifying than anything the Guard has ever faced. Maybe I should take some time to read the old books and manuscripts the guard still possess to get some answers. It may prove useful. In the meantime, I better send some patrols to investigate about what is occurring in the Pembroke Hospital. It took me 2 days to parse through the dusty registers and books we keep in the vault. God, I hate losing time like this. The search did prove fruitful. For once, I found 2 pages that could be related to our present situation in a copy of William Marshall's memoirs. I took them with me to read more carefully. This creature Marshall says he fought in 1666, this disaster that aimed to destroy London. Is it very similar to what happened with Doris Fletcher? Disease, infection, hate of the living, a desire to see the city ransacked? I have no doubt that the bloody old leech of William Marshall is behind all this, and that he is back. This could be our greatest accomplishment. If the guard could at last find and destroy that old bastard, I believe what Marshall did in 1666 is exactly what Reed is now trying to do. Did the creature, this disaster, escape through will? Is it why Marshall destroyed him in 1666, and Reed did the same with Doris Fletcher before she became such a creature? I don't know. But those two are clearly working together, and Swansea is helping them. I will immediately give orders to have him arrested and interrogated. As for Reed, I'll destroy that evil beast myself, and then we'll deal with William Marshall and this disaster thing. Freeman will prevail once more.
Doris Fletcher was about to become a disaster. I'm getting close to having all the evidence.
Lay down, Jack.
Turn around, sir.
Can't get in there yet.
It's locked. It's locked, all right.
William Shatner's memoirs. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole finally agreed to meet me in London. They proposed to meet inside the cathedral in St. Paul. I like the wit and solemnity of these men. Solemnity. What a symbol to choose the place where I defeated his disaster, but also the place where I fell. I agreed to their proposition there. In the sacred silence of the church and under the eye of God, they respectfully listened to me. They acknowledged my victory against the evil creature, the Dus Astro, the Eater of Stars, who only wished to spread the death and pestilence all around her. Since they acknowledged my will to save London in 1666, they heard my request, my burning desire to stop the blood of hate. Their primate promised to come back to me with an answer. The primate of St. Paul wrote back to me with just a name, the Tear of Angels. According to him, the ancient artifact could heal anything, cleanse my blackened soul, and purify my blood. Blessed be the Lord. It took me more than 100 years to find a cure for the blood of hate, but I may finally have found it. Soon, the rage shall end. Soon, I may repair the wrong I did and cleanse my failures. Now, All I need to do is retrieve the necessary ingredients to create the artifact. Blood of the purest heart mixed with the blood of the king. To find such rare ingredients is not what worries me the most, for time is on my side. It's the last part that worries me. Pure essence of garlic. I'm afraid it will literally hurt like hell when I drink the antidote. But if that's the price to pay to cleanse my soul and correct my mistakes, I'm ready to endure the excruciating pain.
Blood of a pure heart, garlic, blood of a king. I don't understand. Perhaps this is what McCullum drank. I had better keep that in mind. It's locked.
Retrieve Edgar Swansea.
Edgar. Edgar, can you hear me?
Jonathan, is it really you?
Easy. Easy. Save your strength. I'm getting you out of here.
Don't try to spare me. As a physician, I know all too well when it's too late. Punctured lung, broken ribs, internal bleeding. An accurate diagnosis, wouldn't you say?
Edgar, what happened?
They wanted me to confess. Beat me black and blue.
Jeffrey McCullum ambushed me at the Pembroke Hospital. He was convinced you and I were responsible for the Skull epidemic.
I never imagined that self-righteous fanatic would dare to attack us in the open. What became of him?
To prove him wrong, I let him go.
Really? Are you sure that was the wisest course of action?
Time will tell. The most intriguing part of his accusation was that you and I were the pawns of some ancient vampire.
William Marshall. Yes, they tortured me to make me confess the same nonsense.
Edgar, as much as I would like to believe you, I have a few concerns that require clarification.
What do you mean?
William Marshall, for example. You speak of him as if you know him. How is that?
Jonathan, I cannot say I'm ready for another round of questions.
Man, 3:30. Yeah.
What can you tell me about William Marshall?
Not much. History paints the story he was the greatest knight who ever lived. Amongst the immortals, he had a yet greater legend.
Why is the Guard of Priwen so obsessed with him?
He was the only ancient vampire to escape the first great hunt launched by the Guard of Priwen in 1854. They believe he's an evil creature plotting his return.
Why would he deserve such a reputation?
I cannot say. The Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole has next to no intelligence on him. All I know is that he's supposed to be the oldest of all the British vampires.
Why would the Guard of Priwen believe you and I created the vampire epidemic?
Maybe due to our profession. Because I offered you shelter in my hospital.
While investigating the epidemic, I read some of McCullum's findings. I think you have some explaining to do.
I have nothing to hide, Jonathan. Nothing at all.
Do you remember when we suspected Sean Hampton of killing Harriet Jones?
Yes. The terrible episode that came as a shock to us all.
Harriet Jones faked her own death. When I found her in the sewers, she confessed she wanted everybody to pay for what happened to her.
That woman was extremely bitter, full of hatred and festering anger.
Do you know Doris Fletcher's real name?
No, I'm afraid not.
Her real name was Doris Jones. She was the daughter of Harriet Jones.
What do you want me to say, Jonathan?
Doris Fletcher visited her mother at the Pembroke Hospital. That's how she first got infected.
I know nothing about that. Miss Fletcher once came to visit the sick. That is all I know.
No, Edgar, there is more. Doris Fletcher was Harriet Jones's daughter. They exhibited the same symptoms: blind hate and strong physical mutation.
What does this sad story have to do with us?
Come on, Edgar. Don't you see the pattern here? The epidemic, the link between Doris and Harriet, the suspicion of McCullum.
How could I? I never saw Harriet Jones again after she fled the hospital.
Do you know where we are? Doris Fletcher's theatre. This is where that hateful creature plotted to spread the epidemic across London.
I only briefly met Miss Fletcher once when she visited the Pembroke Hospital. You say it was to see her mother. She seemed like such a sweet and graceful woman.
My point exactly. The disease turned her into a bitter soul, driven by vengeance just like her mother. A symptom of all the infected patients.
Certain diseases are known to produce similar effects. Rabies, for example. And rabies is not the devil at work.
Doris and Harriet shared more than a hidden family bond. They were the embodiment of the epidemic and are linked to the Pembroke Hospital. Come on, Edgar, this is no coincidence.
I swear I'm at a complete loss. All I did was administer vampire blood to cure old Harriet. There was no evil plan, no diabolical plot.
You did what?
I tested the regenerating and healing properties of vampire blood on Harriet Jones. My only intention was to find the cure for influenza, I swear.
Whose blood did you use? William Marshall's? Mine?
Lady Ashbury's. While transfusing her with human blood, humanely appeasing her hunger, I also kept samples of her blood for my research.
You used her blood on Harriet Jones? My God, Edgar, that's unethical. You betrayed 2 of your patients at the same time.
How dare you judge me? Must I name the alarming list of your victims?
We are both deceivers. But at least I know I'm a monster.
You have worked beside me. You saw what I'm doing at Pembroke Hospital. Jonathan, you know I'm not an evil soul. Just another victim of this tragedy.
He started the infection. Trying to heal Harriet Jones. He gave Harriet Jones Lady Ashbury's blood.
No, Edgar, you are not going to die. Unless you want to.
What do you mean?
I can save you, Edgar. I can turn your broken body into one like mine.
You truly would? After all I've done, after all that's been said, you would offer me this gift?
I have no way of knowing which punishment would be worse, Edgar. But it is not for me to decide. So,
Oh, please, Jonathan, please. I beg you. This is what I've always wanted. This is what I've always searched for.
Very well, then. Prepare to die and be reborn. To face an eternity of guilt.
I'm ready. Oh, indeed, I am ready.
Enough!
Huh. What you think about that, dude? Majati? Swansea was the one who started it all. And I gotta go talk to Lady Ashbury about what I found out. Yeah. I was too. When I first found out, I was like, oh my god. I was not expecting him. Starting the whole outbreak. And later on, near the end of the game, you'll learn why it wasn't just Lady Ashbury's blood that started. It did, yeah, it started it, but Lady Ashbury's blood also had an extra effect to how Harriet Jones and Doris Fletcher's attitude and behavior was. So after I defeat the final boss, you'll get more information of why they were acting in such a way.
So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
Turn around, sir. Hey! I'm talking to you!
Trying to get up on that scaffolding.
Stupid beast!
Dang it.
Over there! There's one of them vermin!
figure a doctor of his level would know better to experiment a blood from, like, even though a vampire has great healing abilities, you figure they would know better to experiment on just putting that blood in a patient to see if it would heal them without causing them to become a vampire. You okay, baby? I think I'll be done soon. I didn't think I'd be playing this long, but things never go the way you plan them. What's in here?
Dishwasher stuff. Laundry stuff. Oh, that's
Pineapple stuff? I mean, not pineapple, peach.
No, it's not peach or anything. It's
Apple. Okay. Huh? Cool.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
Of a sort. His injuries were mortal. I had no choice but to make him one of us. To save him. Or to punish him.
To punish him? I fail to understand. And what is the source of this cold tone in your voice?
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Ichor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth. Are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your
Wait!
enemy.
No! Elizabeth!
Well, now I gotta get 3 different drops of blood, or 3 different things before I go to confront Harriet Jones. I was looking for that painting she was working on for Jonathan. See you later. Man. It's almost 4 o'clock. I've been playing this since 11. My baby's snoozing over there. She's taking a cat nap. Later on, after we get to the very, very end of the game, you'll see why Elizabeth was so frightened to hear that news. Alright, I guess we should go to my left first, since it's slightly closer, and then we'll go to the morgue. And then we gotta go talk to... Gotta go talk to, what's his name?
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
Lord Redgrave, yeah. I gotta go, see him for a drop of Marshall's blood.
Whose blood could be purer than... Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Do you need medical assistance, Clarence?
It's a little late for visiting hours, don't you think?
What can I say? I haven't lost my old habits.
I hope we're talking about the same habits, old friend.
Clarence, tell me about the vampire you saw in France.
I was enjoying my leave in Rouen. I left the bar, took a shortcut back to the barracks. I saw it in a back alley. An officer in a stained uniform, biting into a soldier's neck.
But you were drunk, weren't you? Are you sure these 2 men were not just kissing?
Please don't insult me, Johnny. I hid, and I saw him leave. Then I saw the body, drained of all blood. I've seen the same marks here in London since I've returned.
Did you ever see that officer again?
No. He wore the uniform of the Royal Warwickshire Regiment. I did some research, but found no trace of him. He probably stole it from a previous victim.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
The equality between men and women. Women die too in this war. Women of all countries unite.
I gotta fight some vampires just to get, oh, I gotta go around behind. I thought I could get behind the building through the gated area, but I I gotta go this way. I've always wanted to figure out the mystery with this lady here.
Good evening, miss. Can I help you? I'm a doctor. Dr. Jonathan Reed.
I am Karina Billow. I don't need any doctor. The rats. Where are the rats?
Miss, you don't seem well at all. Are you afraid of rats? Has one bitten you?
No, it's me who bites them. Tasty, juicy, disgusting rats. I can't stop eating them. Help me, please. Help me to disobey the voice.
Something's talking to her. I've never been able to figure out what's wrong. How to solve the mystery of this lady here.
Tell me about yourself, Miss Billow. What do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm hungry. Need to eat. Have you got something for me? Blood, perhaps? Can you give me blood, Dr. Reed?
Don't you remember who you are, miss? What you did for work?
I was strong, proud. I campaigned for good causes. But that was before. Before. It does not matter anymore. I'm so hungry.
What happened to you?
The rats. The answer hides in their little crunchy bones. Their juicy, tiny brains.
Miss Billow, please, try to concentrate. Why do you worry about rats so much?
The voice in my head. He forces me to do so. Drink their blood, he said. Eat their flesh.
Do you feel compelled to obey that voice, Miss Billow? Even if you're loath to submit to it?
Yes. Please. Help.
Tell me about the voice in your head. Who is it? Can you describe it? Is it someone you know? Someone you met?
Keep your mouth shut, he said. Don't ever speak about me, or I'll abandon you. Help me, please, Doctor.
What is the local news hereabouts, Miss Billow?
Shadows. Shadows hunting shadows. Whispers in the dark. Pestilence. Suffering. Death.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Last time I played, I got all the hints except for one. She goes down there to eat, to eat rats, and you stand right here and listen to her rambling on about rats and stuff. I can't go down there. That happened quicker than I thought. She has anemia. I need to help her out a little bit when she gets back up here.
You make me sick, you juicy, warm treat. Damn it! Oh my! What have we got here? A dead rat. Oh, so gross. So tempting. Through the blood of the lesser beasts, he said. Oh, dear God, help me. Save me, for I can't stand what I've become.
It's kind of sad, really. Be something pushing you, making you eat rats. I found a secret entrance. I meant to talk to the lady, and I was like, oh, what's this? Last night, about 2 or 3 times, our dog Jack heard something like under the house, but I guess he thought it was in the house. I don't know. But he was like laying on the bed with us, and he starts barking like mad and running into the living room. But I didn't see anything. Couldn't figure out what he was barking at. And then about 5 o'clock this morning, he did it again. And I go in the kitchen, and I'm standing here with him, and I'm like, what are you barking at, Jack? And then whatever it was made the sound again, like under the house. And then like Jack was like freaking out, like trying to figure out where it was. He knew it was around him. He couldn't figure out where it was at. So I think it's like some cats or something under my house, and was probably crawling on the, well, I don't know what they were crawling. They were making some kind of racket under the house. It drives me nuts when animals get underneath my house and start doing whatever they're doing out of there. Because then Jack hears it, and he goes nuts. So my wife and I were just started falling asleep last night, and he went barking like mad and darting off into the living room.
Rats. Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
Why do you eat rats, Karina?
Their flesh contains the path to immortality. I have to eat them all if I want to live. Help me. Please. Make it stop.
I don't know if I can, miss. You have been tricked, forced to play a disgusting game. I don't know how to save you.
Kill me then, Doctor. Take my life. I beg you.
I can't do that, Miss Billow. I'm a doctor. I won't kill as an answer to pain or suffering. Never again.
It is my decision. If I could, I'd do it myself. You're a doctor, but also a vampire, aren't you? Kill me, please. Make it stop.
She knows I'm a vampire.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
I'd say probably close to 2 hours. We'll be fighting the final boss. And hopefully I won't die a billion times. I should be able to handle the final boss. Glad you're able to hang around and watch me play this game for so long today.
I'm still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
You Londoners are no match for me!
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Ow. Well, that didn't do much damage to him. Probably saw his health move. Oh, I think he's healing himself. I think. Or putting some kind of defensive barrier around him. Wait, I think he's down here. Yeah.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
No one can interfere with my mission. I won't allow it. I have made too many sacrifices in my search for answers.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reed. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
I should have told him to quit faking with these lies. But I did not choose that answer. Okay. Now, head to the hospital. Go to the morgue. I tried doing a search for that guy last week, the one that was being so rude on YouTube, but I couldn't. He doesn't appear to have a channel.
It's always been your house, Dad.
Excuse me.
The equality between men and women. Women of all countries unite.
Good evening, Miss Teasdale. How have you been since you returned home?
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
Do you need my medical attention, miss?
I don't need your help, specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
I have no doubt about it. But I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Well, since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible, but I...
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful. Until we meet again.
Nobody takes them seriously.
I think I meant to give that lady some medicine.
Is only the first step.
Because she had anemia or something. Yeah.
Rats. Tasty rats. Those clever rodents are cautious now. They won't approach.
Can I help you, Miss Billow? I'm a doctor.
Yes, you can help me. Free me.
I will take that as a yes. Even if I would prefer to help you in another way.
Make him stop. Please.
I must go now. Goodbye, Miss Billow.
Miss Billow. I'll have to try and Google that. Or maybe try to YouTube it. And see if there's a solution to her madness.
Support the equality between and women. Women of all countries unite.
He's got anemia.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. A great night, what?
A great night, what?
Do you need medical help?
You would save my life, Dr. Reed. I have not felt so bad in many years.
I don't have enough anemia medicine.
I will see you later. Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Guess she's in this room in here. That's the butler.
Yes,
The
Mr.
butler.
Jonathan?
Do you need medical attention, Avery?
I won't refuse, sir. I don't feel that good these days.
Here is your prescription. You'll feel better soon enough.
Thank you very much, sir.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother until I return.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan. But please return as soon as possible.
Hello again, Mother.
Jonathan, back already? Good, good. I was just about to go outside to find you. You shouldn't stay away for so long.
Do you need my medical attention, Mother?
Oh, you know I always refused to let you listen to my chest, son. It always seemed awkward, even when I felt ill.
I think you should take this. You'll feel better.
I'm not sure I'll ever feel better, but thank you, my son.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest now.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Alright, now we're heading to the morgue behind the hospital. And trying to keep people alive and doing the side objectives and doing the story. This game could take you, depending on your free time, it could take you a while to finish. I mean, I've been doing this story, this playthrough, like once a week. And it's been a couple of months.
Go back home, idiot!
Who's the idiot? Idiot. And I have to go straight. Watch him turn around before I can get close to him. Yep. Ow.
Fuck! He's dead!
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Man, I wish they would have implemented a fast travel thing. Thought I heard something.
Oh God, no! Have faith, brothers! Bloody leech! I shall fear no.
There it is. Insulin. Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Alright. One more place to visit. One more place. And then we're going to fight the big bad. Gotta go confront Harriet Jones, which is not the same anymore. She's gotten worse since she's been infected. Gotta love these load times. Play the Jeopardy tune to it. The cemetery. Oh, Jeffrey McCullen, the vampire hunter guy. Oh yeah. I said I was gonna kill that Rakif guy when I got back. Almost forgot.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. Such a pleasure to see you again.
I wouldn't say that.
So you were the proverbial wolf amongst the sheep, sir. I should have killed you for the sake of many.
Yeah, but you never did. Don't call me. My damage is 200. His is 200. wait, his is 220. I'll take that. Ugh. Thank you, excuse me. Let me know that wasn't too loud. I tried to cover the mic. Sometimes you can't avoid those sneezes. I didn't used to sneeze so much when I was younger. Barely heard it? That's good. Sometimes I am a loud sneezer. I sneeze so loud. Expecting her to explode. Dang. She got like this huge boil-like thing on the side of her face. It's glowing and pulsing. It's really sick. That's super gross. think I'm in the wrong... going the wrong way.
I can't believe he's doing this.
Stupid newborn! This is my turn!
I gotta run all the way to the graveyard, talk to Jeffrey, then I gotta run all the way down to, after I go here, I gotta go all the way over here to the western docks, to the night asylum area. That's where I gotta go.
Steady, boys! Up me, brother! Lord, walk with me! Keep your eyes on it! Rush No! No! It's done for him! Back, demon! Back! Ain't safe here for a gentleman. Boys!
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another ingredient for my victory. Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you? You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you. But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies. Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reed.
Thank you. And farewell, McCullum.
Unbelievable as it is, I wish you good luck, Reed.
Alright. I gotta go to a hideout to create the antidote. Then head to the sewers where we last seen Harriet Jones down with the skulls.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Fancy violin work. Not the gate I thought I was going through. What was that? I didn't hear you. I was too busy munching on your neck. Uh-oh. That's where I saw that box on top of this cart glowing. Guess I was mistaken.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing this.
Well, I ain't gonna go all the way down there apparently to the west east end docks or whatever.
There's safer places to be than here.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna have to go past those guys, so I'm gonna have to fight them.
Step away. Get caught! He's dead! I hear you. I'm kidding! I'll put an end to you!
Finally. I think this is going to be the longest live stream I've done ever. We'd probably be up to 5 hours and 20 minutes if I would have hadn't stopped on the original stream. I don't know why I'm collecting money. It's not like I'm going to use it anymore for the rest of the game.
This place has been ransacked. They've all been slaughtered. Priwen? No, not their style. Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
All right. Here we go, guys. Here we go. The final fight.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars! All of you! My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? Poor baby! Where is she now? Nobody ever helped me. I've been alone all my life.
The fight's not over yet. Here's the real fight. The Red Queen, Avatar.
Is it wrath? I think it is.
irredeemably are you all going to suffer now? Feed your mother, child.
Damn it. Damn it. Wait. I'll get it next time. Every time she brings out those blood children, I gotta stun, feed on them, and get my blood in so I can keep myself alive. And just wait for my super to recharge. And just keep hitting it with my super. Is basically, because if she lands attack on you, it does a lot of damage, so it's kind of risky getting in for a close hand-to-hand combat on her, because she does a lot of damage when she swipes at you.
They took my daughter from me! Nobody ever helped me.
Is it wrath? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now? Blood, feed me, give me their lives.
gotta be quick smacking these little blood children. If you're not quick enough, they can do a lot of damage. But they'll start exploding.
Blood, feed me, give me their lives. Feed your mother, child. Such innocence, such guilt.
Got her.
Do you think your champion will defeat child?
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
So it's over then, young Ekon. You have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget? What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suaskals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over. I have avenged my poor Mary.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reed, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too, now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
London has been cleansed. This catastrophe came about when an ancient, malignant will crossed paths with mortal imprudence. For now, we are safe. For now. My craving for blood remains. Red like hate, red like hunger. Red as life and death, passing from one immortal to another. From predator to victim. Patiently biding its time to rise again. London has been cleansed for now, but there's a simmering hatred, fear, and old grudges. When will we succumb, mortals and immortals alike? The next disaster is only a matter of time. My only hope now is to catch the woman I love, to understand why she fled, and unmask the secret that has been lurking in her blood for so long. Well, this is it. Lady Ashbury's domain. Why am I not surprised it's not on any maps? I'd better hurry.
Yeah, because the sun's coming out. Uh-oh.
Beautiful morn, my child. It looks like dawn is here at long last.
Can't you just leave me alone? Your precious queen has been sent back to the bottomless pit from whence she came. The nightmare is almost over.
I am here to say goodbye. The sun's warmth exhausts me. Soon I will rejoin my queen in her endless sleep. It is over. You did well.
Why did Harriet Jones become a disaster?
You are the doctor. You hold the knowledge needed to answer such a question. Have you the answer?
Okay.
I noticed that all the Icors were female, as if a male couldn't endure the metamorphosis. Harriet was also a bitter and resentful woman, as was her daughter.
If the Morrigan prefers despoiled women to become the vessels of her wrath, we should be thankful that but one disaster hath been cast upon this wobbling world.
Icors seem to carry various diseases. They did not merely turn people into skulls. Their presence alone spreads death.
Who knows whether the Red Queen awakens when cursed mortals endure such epidemics, or if the contagions emerge like a curse as she awakes.
So our beloved mother will just go back to sleep, now that enough people have suffered. Is that it?
No, Jonathan. The Morrigan has been appeased because you dared confront her. You have prevailed, my bittersweet champion.
And what are you to her? Her counterpart? Her opponent in some timeless game?
She is my mother. My dreadful and sour-tempered mother. She is yours too, in a way, but you are not born from her terrible womb like me. You are but a distant child.
Hang on a second.
What does she seek? Revenge? Retribution?
She seeks nothing, since she only dreams of it. In the ancient tongue, when I was young, her name meant Ghostly Queen. Pray she never fully awakens, for her wrath knows no bounds.
This is not over. I am here to find the true origin of the blood of hate.
'Tis unwise to interfere with a tale rooted so deeply in the suffering of others.
Hang on a second. I'm trying to heat up some cake or whatever this is. My wife brought home.
What will become of the Brotherhood?
I foresee trouble for them now that your progeny considers becoming the new primate.
But I'm certain the current primate has no wish to resign.
Exactly. And I am not fully convinced your progeny truly understands what dreadful power he is about to defy.
What will become of the vampire hunters?
They will never stop searching for William Marshall, for he escaped their two great hunts. Remember that you too are now on their dark list.
What will happen to Ascalon? Will you let them run the country from the shadows?
I don't interfere with petty political intrigues. Ascalon was built upon the lie of a lineage. Such a deceit cannot last forever.
But Lord Redgrave definitely possessed Marshall's blood. Untainted blood from the greatest vampire knight.
Really? I wonder how he managed to acquire it. Perhaps I should retrieve this artifact before going back to sleep.
No. I must know why Elizabeth fled here when I discovered she was the original healthy carrier.
No, she is not what you say she is. That is a secret you will discover soon enough.
And you? Why are you here? Which new thread of which old twisted plan are you seeking to pull now? Tell me the truth.
I am just here to salute my sons, and to bid them fare thee well.
Your sons? Plural? My God, will you ever stop speaking in riddles?
Perhaps I am too old for your spoken language. Perhaps you now have so many subtle words you no longer hear the simplest ones.
Who are your sons? Why do you bid them farewell now?
You are my son, as is William Marshall.
This is madness. How many have you created? Who else? Shakespeare? Isaac Newton? Alfred the Great? Francis Drake? Thomas More? Guy Fawkes?
My progeny is scarce, for I rarely feel the urge to protect this land anymore. But yes, one of those you named is your immortal brother. Maybe you shall meet one night.
So that is all we are to you? Puppets you create to defeat some threat born from a dreaming devil?
No. You are my sons. I am proud of you. I mourn when you fail.
When he fought me, Geoffrey McCullum used a serum made of King Arthur's blood. Since then, I have discovered that it was vampire blood. Whose blood was it?
You just said it. It was the blood of a king. The blood of the champion I chose to save this land in its time of greatest peril.
King Arthur was also your progeny. Why am I not surprised?
Yes, he was. But he failed in the end. And for centuries the land suffered his defeat.
Tell me about William Marshall. Why is his blood so strong?
He is not stronger than you, only older. You are strong, Jonathan Reed. A champion of your time, chosen to defeat a threat spawned of this generation.
Is he here? Is William Marshall here? Is that why you're here now, too?
Have I not already answered that question?
His blood was not tainted. The blood Lord Redgrave possessed. That which I used in the serum. But what if it had been?
Then you would have failed, I suppose. For the blood of hate would have corrupted you too.
Speak clearly, then. And answer my last question.
What is it?
Did I defeat the epidemic?
Now you've found the castle, Jonathan Reed. Only you can answer that. Farewell, my child. I shall dream about you soon.
Alright. Now I gotta find my way into the castle. If I can remember. I'm gonna go around this way. Mary Inglewood, 1534, 1578. Robin Inglewood, 1530, 1578.
Maybe it's just my imagination, but I think I smell Elizabeth's perfume. She must be here somewhere.
Dear Lady Ashbury, thank you for your recent letter. All good news is contained. I cannot wait to finally meet you when you arrive in London. The garden is beautiful under this summer sky, although I know that you wish to avoid heat and direct sunlight because of your frail health. You're welcome any day. We'll discuss this wonderful idea of yours concerning the foundation of the orphanage for your young ladies. Inspired by the French masons Royal de St. Louis, sadly closed, and the French people chose, my God, I can't even write these words down, to cut their king's head off. Such a place, destined to provide a good education to gifted but poor orphan girls. We surely excite my friends here in the city. You can count on me and my influence to help make your project a huge success. Yours ever sincerely, Countess Alexandra Somerset. This is her bedroom. Portrait of Elizabeth Blackwood by Jonas Worris in 1666. That's how old she is. She was 1666. Portrait of Dr. Jonathan Reed by Elizabeth Ashbury, 1918.
Elizabeth, my love, you allow my portrait to watch over you while you sleep. I'm flattered. This castle is falling apart. That sweet fragrance. Elizabeth's perfume. She was here, and recently.
Portrait of Lady Ashbury by Vincent van Gogh, 1885. Dunbarrow Sanatorium, Scotland, 1909. Dear Lady Ashbury, I thank you for your previous letters and ardent discussions about vampire folklore. It's now obvious we share an opinion concerning the scientific and a modern approach toward the need for blood and the cure of addiction. I must confess, I admired your charitable attitude when I met you at the Dunbarrow Sanatorium, and I'm still impressed by your kindness when talking with humble and poor patients. I was delighted to read about the position of administrator at the Pembroke Hospital you financed since its founding. After a few days of deliberation, I'm happy to accept your offer. It will be, for me, an occasion to get back to the busy streets of London after years of public service in the beautiful but far quieter Scotland. I will be glad to see you there and discuss with your father about immortality and its advantages and disadvantages and how to enhance your condition. I look forward to our next meeting. Sincerely, Dr. Edgar Swansea.
This painting looks suspicious. A sword and a moon are the symbols I should look for.
I believe that's a painting when William Marshall fought the Blood of Hate back in 1666. A sword and a moon. Not a full moon, though. It's like a... yeah.
One last switch, and... voila.
A secret door. ancient tome. I'm not going to read all this. I'll slowly scroll down for anybody viewing later who wants to pause. It's a lot of reading right there. Alright. Almost to the end, my friend. Almost to the end.
Drop your... You have nothing to be afraid of.
Shall we abandon this then? Shall we lower our heads?
No. Never. You taught me that.
Blood is approaching. Old but young. How strange. Shall I drink it? Smite it?
No, Father. He is a friend. Please, rest. I'll take care of it.
Caution, Elizabeth. Deceit runs through these veins.
I know, Father. What took you so long, Jonathan?
Is this really him?
Yes. This is William Marshall, 1st Earl of Pembroke, servant of 5 mortal kings, former regent and savior of England. The greatest knight who ever lived, according to some.
And you called him father?
For he gave me eternal life, and much more.
I have so many questions, Elizabeth.
You always had questions, Dr. Reed.
Now that I stand before you both, in this vault, I know not where to begin.
We still have a few minutes left.
Why did you flee here?
When you told me I was the healthy carrier, I had nowhere else to go.
You mean you had to return to the real source of this scourge?
Yes, to end it, once and for all.
Will you go back to London?
No, Jonathan. I do not intend to.
And what of your daughter?
Charlotte is a strong, independent woman who's about to come into money. I took care of everything. Now it's time for her to shape her future.
Where are we? What is this place?
This is the Ashbury estate. I inherited the title when I purchased the castle.
Is this your retreat? Something of a secret place?
It's more of a sanctuary, really. This is where I take care of my father. Ever since he became unwell.
Are you not afraid someone might discover you here? It's not that hard to find.
Do not assume that I would hesitate to silence anyone who tried to reveal my secret. Fortunately, it has rarely come to that.
I have destroyed the disaster, this creature that Harriet Jones had become. The epidemic is no more, and London will recover. In time.
The city has suffered, but it will prevail in the end.
A more cynical analysis would be that this is an acceptable catastrophe.
I cannot bear knowing I was the cause of all this, through the use of my own blood.
No. This catastrophe was the result of unethical experimentation, and the will of a creature so inexplicably evil She exceeds all the terrible wonders I have seen since my death.
But it was my blood all along. My corrupted blood of hate. The poisoned blood of my father. A healthy carrier. That's all I am.
Oh.
Is he dangerous?
What do you think? He is a thirsty Ekon, who has not fed in centuries. An elder vampire, driven by an urge to kill and spread the blood of hate.
No redemption, then.
And yet he thinks he has been offered immortality by the angels to protect the feeble and to smite the unholy.
Can he communicate?
Yes. Sometimes he even seems like the noble knight who saved and raised me. But you know, the malice never fully leaves his eyes.
We could cure him.
It's too late. The blood of hate has run for too long. The antidote would not work on him. I tried. Believe me, I tried.
Why are you hiding William Marshall here?
How could I not take care of him? He sacrificed himself by giving me the only dose of antidote he had.
He gave you the antidote?
Yes. And in doing so, he knew he'd have to be confined here. And yet he volunteered. That's how great a man William Marshall was. And still is.
What do you do for him?
I visit him as often as possible. I paint the landscapes he will never see again. I feed him with my blood.
You feed him? You barely sustain yourself on the weak blood of the dying, yet you give him your blood?
After he saved me from the blood rage, I swore I would never kill to feed. He said the same.
William Marshall infected you. He is the true, original carrier.
Yes. But he saved me by sacrificing himself.
Saved you? How?
The tears of angels. The cleansing of impure blood by an older, more powerful blood. It worked on me, did it not?
Yes. Blood is the definitive key to our species. Scowls, cleansing, lineage. Do you really think it worked?
It has, Jonathan. I was nothing but a beast who took pleasure in slaughter. I roamed across Europe, reaping my bloody crop. It was the blood of hate. But my father's antidote cured me.
How did you meet William Marshall?
He was an Ekon for centuries when he found me. He saved me from certain death by making me his progeny.
Why did he choose you?
You should ask him that.
Did you ever blame him?
Not even when he was infected and bit me. He is my father. He raised me. He taught me how to behave.
What about us?
What do you mean?
You know my feelings towards you, Elizabeth. But you left without a word. So I'm worried about your feelings towards me.
I love you, Jonathan. I've loved you since the moment I saw you rescue poor Mr. Hampton in that filthy slaughterhouse. Forgetting the danger as you turned your back, like the newborn fool you were.
Who are you, really?
How could I answer that? I went through many lives and identities to reach this day. To you, I am Elizabeth Ashbury, and that's all I wish to be.
I need to know more. I want to know who you really are. Where you were born. Where you lived.
I was born Elizabeth Samantha Mary Englewood in 1551 in Hertfordshire.
Wow.
My parents owned a pub in Hoddesdon. Are you satisfied?
Cool.
You should have told me.
No, Jonathan. The William Marshall myth lies at the heart of so many hostile plans. I could not risk jeopardizing his safety.
So why did you come here? You knew I would follow you. I can't let you go.
Because I know now the blood of hate is still in my veins. No one but I can put an end to this tragedy.
I can help you. You can trust me, Elizabeth.
I know, Jonathan. You have been the most loyal ally these last few weeks. But this is my duty.
Would your protege agree to speak with me? I have so many questions for him.
Go on, Jonathan. But be careful.
Yes? Sir William. My God. You really are William Marshall. You served Richard the Lionheart and his brother, King John. It is such a privilege to meet you.
I did in my day. Come closer if you want to speak. For my hearing isn't what it used to be.
I think your hearing is fine, sir.
What is it you want then?
The blood of hate. How does it affect you? Do you feel it now?
The blood of hate? Yes. Nothing more than a sneeze, really. A sneeze held for so long, you could blow a fortress down if you released it.
Can we speak about the Morrigan?
The Red Queen. What of her?
You met her, did you not?
Just once. But she never ceased to sing to me. I love her song. It is a song of blood and war. I only wish she would sometimes let me rest.
Do you know who she is?
I don't want to discuss this in front of my sweet Elizabeth.
Why?
For a time, she too could hear the Red Song. The steps she danced to its melody brought pain upon the world.
I would like to ask you about vampires.
Vampires? What about them?
Considering your experience, please tell me what you know.
They are terrible creatures. I have seen and fought many in my time. Foul temptresses with sharp claws and shrieking beaks.
I have never seen such a creature. What are you talking about?
Of course you've never seen a creature like them. Vampires are deadly, swift and implacable.
Where did you encounter such creatures?
The last time I saw one was in a Celtic temple near Salisbury. A terrible and god-forsaken place full of ghosts and pestilence.
Do you remember Myrddin, your maker?
Only God is my maker, for he created everything on this earth. He blessed me with eternal life through his archangel, Michael.
But Myrddin, Michael, is a vampire. He made you a blood-sucking creature of the night.
Blood, yes. I used to drink it from the throats of the unworthy. Then I was punished for my deceit. During my penance, I rely entirely upon my sweet Elizabeth.
Did you really sacrifice yourself to save her?
That was the only righteous path. The blood of hate made me betray her. I am at peace here. I can think about what I've done and how I failed.
Do you not want to be cured?
No. This hunger is mine. I would feel empty without it. It has been part of me for so long. All I want is quiet. Silence.
You agreed to be confined here, then?
Yes. Once I was sure she was cured, I asked to be locked down here. I deserve it. The world needs it.
How did you meet Elizabeth?
Times were tough. I had awakened to protect the land from a new plague. I heard her sing for her dead family. Singing for her death to come. I chose to save her.
When was that?
It was so long ago. A few years after Elizabeth of England and Catherine of France established their alliance against Spain.
What did you do?
I raised her as my progeny. After she left to see the world, I rebuilt her deceased parents' inn. Owned it as William Thorne for a time. Those were good years.
Tell me about Elizabeth. How was she infected?
I do not wish to discuss it.
Please, Sir William. I need to know what the blood of hate is. How is it transmitted?
After defeating the disaster in St. Paul's Cathedral, I returned to my retreat, infected. This is where my sweet Elizabeth found me, for she heard my pain from across the sea.
Where is this retreat you mentioned?
In London, under Temple Church, beneath my empty tomb. I always loved to sleep there while listening to the bell above.
What happened then?
The blood of hate had twisted me into a rage-filled man. I attacked my progeny and infected her too. Forgive me, Elizabeth. I failed you.
You bit her again? Is that how she was infected with the disaster's blood? I think I understand now.
Elizabeth fled, and I fell to my knees, begging for forgiveness. I swore I would find a way to make things right.
We could set you free. Let you out. Isn't that what you want?
I pray for the day I'll see the sky again. I have all but forgotten its colors. I could walk and do so many things beneath the stars. But I doubt it would be wise to release me.
Then will you stay here and repent?
Elizabeth told me it will not be long now. I cannot wait to feel the sweet caress of her hand on my cheek after so long, as she releases me. Has the time come?
Yes, Father.
Why not unleash me then? To see the sky a final time?
You already are the sky, and all its stars.
I'm not defeated, for I welcome the sword you bear, for it is mine.
You were never defeated, my lord. Farewell, Father. And to you also, Jonathan.
What do you mean?
I can't stand what I've become. This healthy carrier, as you put it. The flames will purify the poison that runs in my veins.
No! I won't allow this to happen.
I am death, Jonathan. Wherever I go, I can't stand it.
Who cares? We are vampires. We are death.
No, Jonathan. I won't bring another disaster into this world.
I can't lose you, Elizabeth. Even if it means putting the whole world at risk.
How can you say such an awful thing? Where is the Jonathan I once saved from a scowl in this abandoned factory?
I'm not that frightened man anymore. I've learned so much. Done so much.
I see. So there is nothing worth living for in this world anymore. Farewell, my love.
Farewell.
One prayer for the summoned, called by this song. Child born from darkness, whose path he must find. Now the song is sung, and your path chosen. England is safe, the price paid most dear. But what do you care? You are the one who keeps killing. You've chosen your path, my fallen champion, like others before you. Prey to lust and desire, slave to the everlasting thirst. My queen sleeps once again, and I'll soon join her slumber. Until, alas, she rises, woken by the hunger never fed.
Well, if I would have got the good ending, like not killing anybody, not letting anyone die, Elizabeth wouldn't have killed herself in the fire. He would have convinced her to stay alive, and they would have walked away happily ever after. Maybe one day in the future, I will go through the game again on my own to see the ending from my own two eyes. But anyway, Majadi, ladies and gentlemen, watching on YouTube later on, thank you for watching. If you did manage to stick around for the entire 3 hours and 24 minutes, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. This coming Sunday, not today, but next Sunday, I will be starting another stream playthrough of Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man game coming out on PlayStation 4. So, bring you a snack and some time. We're going to have a lot of fun playing the new Spider-Man game coming out this coming Friday. But I won't be touching it until Sunday. So we'll all be experiencing it together. Until then, thank you for watching. Thank you, sir. You have a great week, and I'll see you guys next week.